What's up, y'all? It's the Gotcha Mogul here again today, and today is going to be another beginner's guide slash tutorial to the Octopus Hunt boss. So the Octopus Hunt boss drops the crit damage set, lifesteal set, and the counter attack set. And there are two approaches that you can use with this boss. First one being stall heavy, granting immunity buffs and defense buffs to your team, whittle the boss down, survive all of its attacks. And then there's the Asmongold approach, what that I'd like to call it, the big Chad energy, you making sure, listen, we are going to forget all mechanics, one-shot this boss, and that's what I prefer, right? Those 1 minute runs and less, where you can save some time and just get your gear and call it a day. So let's take a look at a run really quickly, and then I'll explain everything after the run. Oh, the AoE is fat. Alright, Milvis. Hopefully she lands the defense break. As long as she lands the defense break, the run is pretty much over. Yep. Nice. Now Grace is just going to tear them up like always. Grace is so OP for a 3-star. And now as long as Ginga lands her shock bleed here, the run is over. Oh, she resisted it. Unfortunate. Alright, let's retry that. Alright, let's get this shock. Once we apply the shock, the run is over. Yep. Nice. Nice, the run is over. So that is the run. Let's talk about how it works, right? What everyone wants to know. So let's talk about the boss skills. So the boss's skill 1, single target attack, inflicts marked, you receive 15% more damage. Her S2, deal damage to all enemies and grant attack boost to herself and her allies for 2 turns. Deal damage to all enemies, inflict interference, which is basically a silence, your units can only use basic attacks, and inflict infirmity, which is an anti-heal, you can't heal anymore. And after each attack, if the target has a debuff, follow up with no survivor, which is the AoE attack right here, and basically she gets a dual attack off if she hits you and lands a debuff. So for those stall heavy comps, you need immunity buff. You guys are gonna go that route? Sorry, I will never create a tutorial for that because that is not the kind of player I am. I need to hit fast, hit hard, ignore mechanics. Like, these, worrying about all of this is insane to me. At the beginning of battle, gain 50% action bar, split 30%. No, see, at the beginning, reduce the unit's skill to cooldown by 3 turns. So she hits you with the S3 as soon as the match starts, as you guys saw there twice. And then her minions also inflict debuffs, which is just dandy, right? So her kit was just meant to just cuck you. Like, no matter what, you're going to get hit hard, and hit fast. And I guess I'll give kind of a unit spotlight. If you are going to build the tanky team, you guys, this green unit here, Winnie, is actually top tier because Winnie gives the immunity to all allies for 3 turns, which is imperative because yes, you can get hit and get hit hard, especially her being a green unit, but immunity for 3 turns gives you 3 whole turns to lap to whittle down the boss, right, essentially. But we're not going to talk about any more stall units. Let's talk about these one-shot units. So the star here is Milvis. If you guys didn't pull for Milvis, I'm sorry, but I don't know what to tell you. Milvis is insane with this AoE defense break. Now the defense down, it only goes up to 85%, which sucks, but it's enough for a one-shot team, right? Because the run fails fast, and it also completes fast. So no matter what, you're not wasting a lot of time, which is what we're worried about, right? Saving time. Before you guys argue, oh, you can just auto and then go to sleep and do something else. Of course you can, but some of us, we like to know that we can auto and check out our gears within the next 30 minutes instead of the next 2 hours, right? That's the big difference. And it saves you just a lot of time in that aspect, because it's just a better quality of life. Like, if you can farm faster, why wouldn't you? Now, it's important to note her speed here. I have her at, I think I tested her at 180, but 190 works best. At 190, because of the AP push in her S3, she is actually given the ability to lap the boss and go again, which is great because she needs to whittle the boss down again for the bleeds that Ginga inflicts to actually hit and actually kill the boss, right? Because as you saw there, that I didn't even hit the max amount of bleeds that Ginga can inflict, which is 3, only 2, and it was still enough. Now, of course, you need to hit the max 47% accuracy threshold. Her attack doesn't matter as much. I would say stay around 2.5, like 2,500 attack, stay around 200% crit damage and 100% crit, and you will be fine. Now let's look at Alice. Throw on whatever free gear you guys have, as long as you hit a speed that's above Ginga and Grace, right? Grace at 130, Ginga's at 133. As long as you make sure that Alice is just faster than them and slower than Novus, you should be fine. But just make sure that your Alice is at least, I would say, 10 speed faster than the third unit, because there's this thing called speed tying in this game. If units are within 10 speed threshold of each other, they can still lap each other and outturn each other, which is weird. But just make sure that Alice is fast enough where it just doesn't happen, right? And that's what I did here, but she's not faster than Novus, of course. Once she gets her S2 off, she doesn't get another turn, and you need her S2 to target Grace. And that's pretty much all you need to know about that, right? Now Grace, she's using the free gear. That's all you need to know. The free gear is OP. Make sure you max out the slot 1. The slot for, you don't need the speed. I got everything I needed from it, which is great. And yeah, this is all the free gear. And then Ginga. Now before you guys yell at me, I know these stats look absurd, but hear me out. Hear me out. You have been farming Centaur 7 and Centaur 8 from like day 2, pretty much, right? So you should be able to at least get some gears by now, and you need to hit a 5k attack threshold, and you need to hit a crit damage threshold of around, I would say honestly, if you're rounding down to 5k even, you need about 250 crit damage. As much crit as possible. You don't need this much crit. That's a good thing. So where you're strapped for like stats, you can go lower in crit. I would say go down to 85% or slightly lower than 85, because you do get an innate 15% crit boost because you're attacking with an advantageous element. So Ginga is water, the Octopus boss is fire, so you get 15% more crit, and that's actually where some stats are wasted from you. And of course, you should have already been farming the Harpist to give you the crit set. So you had to have gotten something by now, right? So I'm not saying, oh, everyone has had the opportunity to farm like I have, but eventually you're going to get these sets because all of the guides are out there for how to be Harpist. 9 with free-to-play teams, so you get your slot 5 and slot 6. And of course, you should already have the ability by now, if you've been playing for a week, to farm Centaur 7 and 8 to get your slot 1 to 4. Now let's talk about and skill ups. Skill ups. Invest all your skill ups into Ginga. I don't care what anybody says, do not be cheap with Ginga. Ginga will be your PvE farmer forever. Give her the max amount of investment that you can. She makes sure it runs super fast and efficient, because over time she's just going to be the hunt slave. and that's absolutely fine, which is why you invest so much into her. Now Milvis just has basically Chahaya's gear, so don't worry about gearing her too much, because whatever you use for Chahaya you should use for her. And Chahaya you should have built for Centaur. Wow, that was a lot of talking. And I guess I'll just talk about the turn order last. So I should have talked about this first, but all you need to know is that Milvis goes first. Nothing changes, no priority changes, and she inflicts the defense break. Alice just uses her S2 and she prioritizes Grace, right? Who is in the slot 4 position. And Grace, there's no change. Genga prioritizes skill 2 because it allows her to take another turn if she inflicts the shock debuff, and then uses her skill 1 actually. So everything works out perfectly. And I think that is it. Any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave a comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe. I really love making these videos. Hopefully these are helpful. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime if you guys have any questions. And I'll see you later.